GW and online, Wsgw.com.
Good morning to you, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Later on, we'll have open phones for you. And at 11 o'clock on Focus, we'll focus on Stan's Gold Mine. But for the first part of this hour, we're going to talk about small business in Bay County. And with us this morning from Bay Futures, we say good morning to Trevor Keys. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
Good to see you. And
You
you can watch us on the usual places because this is a video feed also. So small business is the backbone, I think, of most communities, including Bay. And there's something that you're involved in now with a grant program for small business. Explain that. Tell us what it's about.
Yeah, we have about $1 million that's been made available by the Bay County Commission and the commissioners through their allocation of the American Rescue Plan Act that is going to be used for the Bay County Small Business Grant Program. That program will be administered through Bay Future, and those funds are going to be used to help reimburse small businesses that were disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. It's something we're really excited to be able to offer. We're really excited and thankful for the Bay County Commissioners and the board in passing this resolution to allow us to do this.
So I think the first question is, what constitutes a small business?
Yeah. So there's a myriad of different definitions as it relates to small business for the program eligibility requirements. We're looking at businesses that are between 2 employees and 50 employees. But those that we think represent a cross section of those small businesses that were really impacted by COVID and those that are in Bay County.
So a business applying for these grants, what do they have to prove to qualify?
Yes, there's a handful of different eligibility requirements as these funds are federal funds. As an example, a small business that's in the industry of cannabis would not be able to apply for funds. But, some of the eligibility requirements aside from the 2 employees to 50 employees are that you're a for-profit business, that you're operating in Bay County, that you have a brick and mortar in Bay County, that you've been in operation since January 1st of 2022. You do have to certify, obviously, that you've been affected by COVID. These are American Rescue Plan Act funds that are responsible for trying to help offset those issues that were brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. You have to be current on your taxes, as an example. We tried to make the barrier for entry pretty low, but all that information is on our website with the application, as well as a frequently asked questions list.
So would you have to have financial statements to demonstrate impact, to demonstrate loss?
There's some of that information that's required, yes. So as an example, we're asking for W-9s, and we are asking you to fill out some information as it relates to your finances, to provide, some information in your financial returns. All the information is going to be kept, as confidential as possible, but it's definitely information that we need so that we can, with good faith, recommend that these businesses receive the grant funding that we're allocating, grants up to $20,000. So we're talking about some pretty serious dollars here.
And how long before they would actually get the funds?
We're looking to make announcements in the middle of June or by the middle of June, so they'll have an idea that these funds are going to be coming. I think the great thing about the program, too, that's interesting is that it's a reimbursement program based off of information that you're going to be providing for the months of January through April, as an example. And if you're looking to be reimbursed for payroll, you have to show that there was what you paid in payroll, as an example, during those months. Same thing with rent and mortgage, same thing with utilities. So I think it's a really comprehensive program in that way, is that you don't have to necessarily show, like you have in previous programs, if you're a small business, that you've been disproportionately impacted and line item 100 compared to line item 100 of 2021 looks like this. And that's why I'm asking for X number of dollars. This isn't Shark Tank, where you're looking for an investment of X. You're looking for a reimbursement of funds, that you've already expended and allocated as an incentive to kind of keep going and to work through all of the things that this the first 5 months of the year has brought to us as it relates to supply chain issues and inflation and the economy, peaks and valleys with COVID-19 cases and the like.
So it's going to replace, for lack of a better term, operating expenses, as opposed to a loss of profit, a smaller profit, for example. This is actually money out of pocket as opposed to lesser income, if you will.
Correct.
So you'll have to demonstrate what you've spent it on.
Yep, that's exactly right, Art.
All right. Hang on, Trevor. Got to take a break, and we'll be back. Trevor Keys from Bay Future is our guest. We're talking about the Small Business Grant Program. We'll tell you how to apply for it and all of that, and a few other questions about small business when we return here on WSGW.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
For over 20 years, you have known Sunrise Awnings as the home of the shady deal. Living in Michigan, we are always looking for ways to spend more time outdoors, especially now. Sunrise Awnings provides homeowners that opportunity to expand their living space with Sunsetter or Summer Space Awnings. Enjoy family and friends, protected from the sun, rain, and heat. Call Sunrise Awnings today to take advantage of that outdoor lifestyle you enjoy. Check us out at sunriseawnings.net. Get the most out of your patio and deck with a retractable awning from Sunrise Awnings.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Investors may be hoping for another day like yesterday, which saw the Dow rise 618 points, and saw the S&P 500 move farther away from bear market territory. The parent company of Snapchat said it will miss earnings goals. The CEO of Snap cites rising inflation, supply chain shortages, and labor disruptions. The top executive at Elon Musk's SpaceX company is defending him against sexual misconduct allegations. This after a published report said Musk exposed himself to a flight attendant in 2016. SpaceX president and COO Gwynne Shotwell sent an email saying that after working with him for 20 years, she had never seen nor heard anything resembling these allegations. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Roger Stern, invested in you.
America could soon enter stagflation territory with slow economic growth, high unemployment, and high inflation. That is why I recommend gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon here, and I want to remind you to get Birch Gold's free info kit on sheltering your savings with Gold IRA. To get your free copy, text the word SHELTER to 989898. With stagflation looming, it's critical that you act today. Text SHELTER to 989898 right now.
It is the fundamental right of parents to direct the education of their children, unquote. That's the state law. And Representative Annette Glenn sponsored a bill to require posting that right in school offices and board meetings, fighting for parents. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize in your home's equity. Unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and unlessconsumeraccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Fly ball center field deep, and that ball is gone. A home run. Wow, just kept going. Javi Baez with a line drive to center field.
The Tigers play 7:20 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Trevor Keys from Bay Future. Trevor, let me ask the state of small business in Bay County. How is it?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, Art, and I think it's one that could invoke 100 different answers, for the hundreds of different kinds of issues that businesses are dealing with right now. But I think it's strong, and I'm happy that we're going into a season, where most of our small businesses are going to see increased revenue because they're going to see increased foot traffic and the like. I think we have a really resilient community here and a really resilient region, and I think that you've seen that in the small businesses that have been able to continue through the effects of COVID, as well as the after effects of COVID that, like I alluded to earlier, the effects on the economy that small businesses have had to deal with as well. We have some issues relating to labor force. We have some issues relating to supply chain. We have some issues relating to inflation. And those are really difficult for small business owners that are just trying to run their business like they would any other day. Now, if you're exacerbating those types of issues, it really makes it difficult. I think that we've seen a lot of resiliency. I think we've seen a lot of ingenuity. I know we've seen a lot of support, a lot of, business support organizations like Bay Future and our partners and others, have really stepped up to the plate and being able to work together with these businesses. But, these businesses are the ones that are really resilient and the ones that really, they just need a hand up.
I find it interesting. Bay Future is involved in established businesses. You would think that's the chamber's role because Bay Future is trying to do economic development. So how does that all gel together?
Yeah, so we've been have had to use some ingenuity and flexibility during COVID as well. We were kind of called very early on, specifically by organizations like the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, the state's economic development arm that was receiving funds through the state house and the state legislature. And we were kind of thrust into this role. We kind of, immersed ourselves in it because there was a gap that needed to be filled. Now, with that being said, we've worked really closely with the chamber as an example in being able to implement some of these financial support programs that we've been able to over the last 24 plus months now. Small businesses are one of those, that are kind of the ones that have been most highly impacted. You're right. We're usually working with base job creators like manufacturers or research and development type companies, or looking to attract some of those types of companies to our community or helping to retain those companies. Those are the types of companies that really weren't feeling as much impact, especially in the latter stages of COVID, as these small businesses are. And we've been put into a position to be able to really help and to use some of our experience in having administered these programs to continue to do that for small businesses, and we're answering the call.
As you look at the small business community, are they close to pre-pandemic levels? Ahead of them? Behind them? Where are they?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that they're getting closer to pre-pandemic levels. This season, I think, for a lot of those businesses is really going to be, the indicator on where we're at this next quarter, if you will. Most of us, I think, in this part of the United States really live for our summers. And I know it's no different for anyone that lives in Bay City. Bay City is an absolutely rocking place to be in the summertime, and it's an absolutely rocking place to be in business in the summertime too. So we're really hoping with efforts, community-wide efforts like Feet on the Street and bringing that back in 2022 this year, that some of those types of things are going to be able to help incent additional visitors, additional concerts in the park and the like, to really help get those businesses over the hump, over the threshold, and get past kind of pre-pandemic levels and making money again.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, if you will. Where are we with labor?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we just had I'm on the Michigan Works Board, and we had a great opportunity to listen to, with the Great Lakes Bay Economic Club yesterday, some of our community leaders, specifically some of our post-secondary education leaders in Dr. Bashan and Delta and Northwestern and Northwood, be able to talk about some of those issues and where we're at. So we know that we have our colleges and universities that are on it, that are producing as much talent as is possible, and getting students through those doors and then into the doors of businesses. One of the things that this small business grant program is a part of is kind of a 3-tiered approach. And in a proposal that we had put forward to the Bay County Commission, one of the additional tiers to this proposal is talent attraction and retention support. We know that we need talent to have successful businesses here, and we want to be able to attract and retain that talent here. Another tier to that is going to be small business support in the form of a small business consultant. And we're working, coordinating and collaboratively with the Chamber of Commerce on that, as well as the Small Business Development Center at Saginaw Valley State University, to address some of those issues.
Yeah, I guess, the question is always, can we compete to keep them here once we graduate them? That's a big question.
One of the main reasons that, and I think this is pretty well documented, but one of the main reasons that I came back to our community and took this job specifically was to bring some of my fellow colleagues back and some of my good friends that I grew up with here back to the community. And I think some of that's happening now, a byproduct of COVID, a byproduct, I think, of getting older and having children and looking for that support. If the parents are still here and your support system is still here. I think the other part too is it's an extremely safe community. Our region has multiple assets that you may not take full advantage of when you're younger, or may not fully appreciate when you're younger. I think that every student that graduates from a local college or university here in the region should go and sow their, oats and go out to other communities and see, what it's like in other communities. But we need to be able to and be prepared to welcome them back with open arms, and to kind of embrace some of that sensibility that they've come back with, or some of those new ideas that they've come back with. I think if we can do some of those things, I think this community and this region becomes a much more attractive place for young people to either stay or to come.
Yeah, because it was pointed out yesterday at the Great Lakes Bay Region Economic Club that right at the beginning, how much population the region had lost. And that has impact on small business too, doesn't it? I mean, those are fewer people that can spend their money here.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, Bay County is home to nearly 20% more residents age 65 plus per capita than anywhere else in the state of Michigan. Now, that's a crazy stat that I don't think many people, really have ever thought about, but one that we really have to address. I think the other kind of crazy stat that we've been operating, under over the last couple of years, or at least that we've been made aware of, that is one that we kind of need to get out there, is that 10 years since the last United States Census, our population's decreased by 4%, with projections over the next 20 years to decline an additional 20%. So we can't continue to do things the way that we've been doing things. We need to make sure that our labor participation rate is, increases, that which it's currently lagging behind, not only in the state, but in the region, in order to effectively recover from not only the pandemic, but for the future of our community. We need to cultivate a sense of pride, trust, ownership in the community, and then encourage those outside of the region to see the community as a destination to live, work, worship, and play.
Yeah. Let's conclude by going back to the grant program for small business. If you're a small business person in Bay County, how do you apply? Where do you go to do that?
Yeah, so you'll go to www.bayfuture.com/main/grants. You can also just go to bayfuture.com, and it's at the very top of our masthead. You'll see a link for grants. You'll click on that, and that'll give you all of the information about the program, any eligibility requirements, as well as the application to get started.
The application is online?
It is, yep.
Can you do it all digitally?
Yes, yep, that's what we're encouraging.
And are there personal interviews involved also, or can it all be done digitally?
It'll, for the most part, be done digitally. We will have a subcommittee that will be looking for through the applications after their submission. Small businesses that are interested in applying will have until Tuesday, May 31st at 5 p.m. to apply via the website.
All right, very good, Trevor. Listen, thanks for spending a little time with us this morning, and we'll have to check in with you down the road, see how we're doing.
Sounds great. Thanks so much. I greatly appreciate our little chats here.
All the time. Thanks a lot. Trevor Keys from Bay Future, and we thank you much for being with us today. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we will have open phones for you for the remainder of the Art Lewis Show.
Memorial Day sale deals are happening now at the Maytag store with special financing and 0% interest for 12 months. They have Whirlpool and Maytag dishwashers in stock now. Maytag electric range with true convection for $1,099 or a Whirlpool electric 5-in-1 oven for $999. Maytag over-the-range microwave with dual crisp feature starting at just $349. Maytag washer and dryer pair starting at $1249. 33-inch wide Whirlpool 22 cubic foot bottom freezer refrigerator in stock now. Stop by the Maytag store in Saginaw or Frankenmuth for great deals. And if you're shopping on a budget, the Maytag outlet store stocks and sells discounted appliances with minor cosmetic damage. These appliances come with a full manufacturer's warranty, and the Maytag store is paying the sales tax on all in-stock appliances. Check out the available inventory now at the MaytagStoreUSA.com. Experience the Maytag store difference today.
The Maytag store.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
Paid for by Chaikin Analytics. The man who predicted the 2020 crash warns of a huge event in 2022. His name is Mark Chaikin, and his newest prediction has gone viral with 1.5 million views. According to Chaikin, who spent 50 years on Wall Street, a historic event in 2022 will cause a massive shift in the wealth divide. This will affect anyone who owns stock, says Chaikin, who accurately predicted the 2020 crash. Most people will never see it coming. Chaikin, a popular guest on Jim Cramer's Mad Money, has never shied away from sharing his controversial predictions. Now, Chaikin is pointing to a huge change in the way thousands of companies will need to do business in 2022. It'll affect everyone from Apple to Amazon, he says. Watch his full brand new warning free of charge at stockmarketshift.com/radio. Go to stockmarketshift.com/radio to learn more about 2022's huge event predicted by Mark Chaikin. That's stockmarketshift.com/radio.
Why do I love to work at Alpha Media Saginaw?
Awesome station, fun work environment.
My work family, endless opportunities.
Because it doesn't feel like work.
Hi, I'm Carrie Gustafson, General Sales Manager at Alpha Media Saginaw.
We are expanding our marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We have an amazing staff and 5 awesome local radio stations. So if you want to get up every day loving what you do,
apply now at alphamediausa.com/careers. Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV,
You can't be all work and not play.
there are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Some of you've seen the video of Johnny Cash in a humorous situation in his hometown, Kingsland, Arkansas. Apparently, there is a water tower, and on the water tower, there's a silhouette of Johnny Cash. Somebody, for fun, shot the water tower. A well-placed shot. Looks like Johnny Cash is relieving himself.
Somebody just couldn't resist.
It's becoming kind of a tourist attraction.
Oh, yeah.
The mayor says, bad as it is, they are giving a little kudos to the person who a well-placed shot. I'll tell you what they need to do. Phil Swift, you've seen it on TV. Little flex tape.
Oh, yeah, right. There you go.
You slap that right in that water tower. A lot cheaper, too, I'll tell you that.
Wondering about the angle of that shot. You'd think it'd be someone at ground level is shooting, and it would be shooting down rather than it's kind of shooting up. What was the angle?
Well, but, first of all, how far away were they when they shot it?
We're treating this like the Zapruder film.
The Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show.
You know what we do, try to make sense of it all and have some fun at the same time.
Then why do you yell so much?
I don't know why.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, welcome back here on WSGW, Art Lewis Show. And from here on out, right up through 11 o'clock, we're going to have open phones for you. So whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111 will put you in touch with us. If inflation isn't bad enough, it's going to get worse. And I'll tell you why I say that. Diesel prices topping over $5 a gallon for diesel. Almost everything that you buy has come to you through some type of diesel conveyance. Trains, trucks, what have you. I can remember when we were in the tour business in the 90s and through 2008, that when diesel prices went up, and when I say went up, we're talking about $3 a gallon instead of $1.50 or $3.50 a gallon. Our motor coach provider put a surcharge on the coaches, which was understandable. Got news for you. The price of diesel fuel will impact almost everything you buy. And I do not see inflation decreasing anytime soon. And that's certainly part of the reason. The cost of moving goods through the roof. The cost of shipping containers through the roof. Everything that has to do with the price you pay is up. So I would expect that we will not see a decrease anytime soon. To our phones, and Earl is with us this morning. Good morning, Earl.
You know, I thought today was going to be, couldn't improve today after the sunshine is out this morning. And then I hear a news report that the police chief in Detroit's not going to be able to be on the ballot.
Well, as of right now,
yeah.
Craig Johnson and three others, because of I'm assuming, and what I've heard, signature errors and things of that nature, have been removed, but it's not official yet. It won't be official until they all meet and decide, and who knows what'll happen then. And maybe there'll be a workaround.
Well, I think my favorite one was the one that saved General Motors and has spent a fortune already, and he's a big Trump supporter.
Perry Johnson.
May not be on the ballot. What a wonderful day. It's a great, wonderful day. We got a Trump supporter.
I'll tell you who would think it's a wonderful day. That's candidates Reinke and Tudor Dixon. They both think it's a wonderful day because half their competition has been removed.
Well, that's true. Oh, one last thing.
By the way, what's interesting about it is Craig and Johnson were leading the polls.
Yes, they were, and they may still be there when this thing settles down.
Well, they may still be.
Yeah, had Charlie tell you about the phone booth at Central Fire Station. He's got a little story on that. You'll love it, sir.
Oh, well.
I could never talk you into getting into it, but I'll leave it at that for now.
All right,
okay. Have Charlie tell you. Bye.
I will do that. I'll get him to tell me. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Let's talk to Jerry in Bay City before we take a break. Jerry, good morning.
Jerry, it's Jerry from the back of the bus. How's Art, man?
Hey, Jerry in the back of the bus. Good.
Hey, listen, I was thinking of a proposal that maybe we could pitch and see if we could get this worked out. What we do is after the elections are over, everybody gets a copy of their ballot. So now, like with the gas prices, anybody that voted on the right side of the ticket could get the gas for $2.25 a gallon, and anybody voted on the left side of the ticket has to pay the going price. And the same thing with our taxes, because if you supported, not shutting the borders down like the administration that's there now, you paid, let's say 60% of that. And you think that would work? You think we can get that going?
Not legally, but otherwise it'd be fun. Legally, it might be considered bribing a voter, but
well, I thought I'd give it a shot. I got a lot of people that like the idea. I know that.
Oh, yeah. It'd be interesting, but unfortunately, dream on, as they say.
Yeah. Well, I figured I'd give you a good laugh this morning anyway. All right, take care. Say hi to the missus.
And you too. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
His reference to the back of the bus, he and his lovely wife were on a tour with us out west number of years ago, and we had a good time. We sat in the back of the bus. We never moved. We sat in the back of the bus, literally. It is 9:47 here on the Art Lewis Show, and we will pause, and lines are open for you. Give us a call, whatever you'd like to chat about. And here's someplace I'm going to be this Friday.
Spring, finally. We're ready. Are you? Hi, I'm Matt Bouvet. Priority for many of our customers this time of year is gardening. More folks than ever before are aware of healthy foods. Foods you grow in your garden. Get that fresh taste of good, healthy plants without the worry. Trust us at Abley Greenhouse to get you healthful garden plants that you don't have to worry about. Safe food from top quality garden plants. Plus, we also have the safest and latest in plant care and plant food. Put waves of color all around your home with the huge selection of hardy plants and landscaping accents. Planting time is here, and before you know it, all the bright, vibrant colors of the season can be planted all around your home. Make Abley's your next stop for selection and expert advice. Our greenhouses are alive with the colors and aroma of traditional as well as new varieties and colors of plants. Shop at Abley's, just like your parents and grandparents have. You can be confident you get the best and safest products from us. Step into spring today at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center on Wadsworth near the freeway, Saginaw.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart and Walmart.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Knoll View Golf Course. You are going to get 18 holes of golf for two and a cart for only $33. It's usually $66, but you are getting it half off. The Knoll View Golf Course is family-owned, built, and operated. Fridays and Saturdays during music night, they offer steak, shrimp, chicken, and salmon on the grill. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Let me take a moment to tell you about my friends at Thalen Honda on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. And this month I'm driving, it's a demo car, but it's a Honda Accord 2.0 Turbo Sport. Put this thing in sport and it's a jackrabbit. It's unbelievable, but yet very efficient, because you got to remember, Hondas in the 2021 EPA report scored 29.1 miles per gallon, 3.7 miles higher than the industry average for the 2020 model year. And the 2022 Honda Civic won the prestigious North American Car of the Year award. And in addition, the Honda Ridgeline was ranked first among the longest lasting trucks. Now, they have a whole pipeline of new Hondas on the way at Thalen Honda. Stop in, find out about them, reserve one for yourself so you don't miss out, because they will be sold as fast as they come in. So you reserve the car of your dreams now before it's too late. Or if you're looking to move up with a maybe a newer pre-owned vehicle than the one you're driving, the Thalen dealerships have one of the largest inventories in the Great Lakes Bay region, because all those dealerships, all of them side by side, have all of those used cars for you. And you have enormous choice. Great values, all inspected. Check them out online, too, at thinkthalen.com. And remember, the Thalen family has been serving your automotive needs for 45 years. Thalen on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City.
Are you a do-it-yourselfer or a direct-it-yourselfer? Every weekend, people tell us about overspending on projects they could have handled themselves for lots less money.
And we hear from people who ended up overspending because they tried to do something they should have called in a pro to tackle.
Well, we'll help you sort it out. I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Got a remodeling or a repair project?
We can help you decide whether to do it yourself or direct it yourself this weekend on the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW. Whoa.
Oh, the roof just came off. Oh, God, it's hitting us.
Damage in Gaylord after a tornado hit on Friday. 2 people were killed and at least 44 were injured.
News coverage.
Buffalo. Hate will not prevail in this awful tragedy.
News coverage.
Reason for inflation.
Record high gas prices.
We're going to hit $10.
Baby formula.
The shelves are bare.
News around the clock.
We're going to win this campaign.
Our border wide open. UAPs, they are real.
It's just in time. PGA Championship on WSGW.
All right, we're back on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, and we still have time for another call or two this hour, and we will have open phones next hour. I want to go back to what Earl was talking about, the candidates who have been enjoined from being on the ballot. 5 potential Republican candidates for governor are in danger of not making the primary ballot. They are businessman Perry Johnson and Detroit's former police chief James Craig, because they did not submit the required number of petition signatures to qualify for the ballot, that according to the Michigan Bureau of Elections. Other GOP candidates that fell short of the signature threshold were Michael Markey of Grand Haven, State Police Commander Michael Brown, and Donna Brandenburg of Byron Center. Now, the decision to keep Craig and Johnson on the ballot, which, by the way, they were leading in the polls, will lay on the shoulders of the Board of Canvassers, and they're scheduled to meet in Lansing Thursday for a final decision to be made. Here's my feeling. Rules are rules. Here's what you have to do to be on the ballot. If you don't do it, you failed the test. Do you get special dispensation? And why? Just because you're leading? Now, what is interesting is there was a story this morning about polls in Michigan. Governor Whitmer versus any Republican candidate. The poll showed Whitmer had 45%. 46% said they were ready to vote for a Republican. And then there were a few undecideds. And right now, anyway, if you look at the polls, Craig and Johnson were topping those polls. You know, Johnson spent an enormous amount of his own money, millions of dollars of his own money already. But as I said, rules are rules. If one person has to make the rules, has to, comply with the rules, don't they all? Is it fair for 2 of them not to comply with the rules and be on the ballot while everybody else went out and did what they were supposed to do? I'd say no. I don't care how popular you are. So it'll be up to the Board of Canvassers this Thursday to decide whether or not Johnson and Craig remain on the ballot. I imagine that will also include a review of the controversial signatures or lack thereof. And we'll all have to wait and see how they rule. But just as I've said, if you're going to play the game, you got to play by the rules. We're all expected to do that in our lives. Why should they be any different? So I don't know what else to say about it other than the fact that if they didn't meet the test, then they don't deserve to be on the ballot. They knew the rules going in. I'm sure they knew what they had to do, and they didn't do it. Time will tell. We'll be back.
There's a reason why Crane's L&M Appliance Center has been serving the Tri-City area since 1956. Hi, I'm Eric Crane. customer satisfaction. From the moment you step into my store, you'll know you get knowledgeable support on the best brands with the best possible prices. We help you find the best product that fits your needs and budget. Whether it's new, reconditioned, or scratch and dent, we are committed to give you the best service before, during, and after the sale. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw, where we want to earn your business.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash. Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to the business of your choice when you play the WSGW Spring Home Makeover Contest, presented by Rose Pest Solutions. To enter, visit WSGW.com. Scroll down the homepage and click on the contest box. That's when you choose the business you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you are the winner. Businesses include Rose Pest Solutions, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, RoofMax, Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center, Delta Door Sales, Crane's L&M Appliance, Begig Nursery and Garden Center, J&B Boots, United Financial Credit Union, Maple Hill Nursery, Hartel Heating and Cooling, Westside Decorating Center, Cluck Nursery, Designer's Touch, M&R Garage Door, Bay Landscaping, Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Woolfiles Ace Hardware, the Spring Home Makeover Contest, presented by Rose Pest Solutions. Enter online, WSGW.com.
All right, that's going to do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Coming up next hour, it'll be purely open phones for the entire hour, whatever you'd like to chat about. But before that, we'll have CBS News bringing you up to date on the nation and the world. Ann Williams in the WSGW newsroom will update you on the region and the state, and then we will be back.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. It's Trump versus Pence in Georgia's gubernatorial primary. Former President Donald Trump is endorsing former GOP Senator David Perdue, while his former vice president's backing incumbent Brian Kemp, who famously refused to throw out Georgia's 2020 election result. Kemp is ahead in the polls. Reporter Patrick Quinn has more.
If elected, David Perdue said he'd first strengthen election security. He questioned the legitimacy of these recent polls and stressed they don't account for the Trump effect.
It's hard to pick up two dynamics going on in this race. One is the voter fraud issue, and one is the Donald Trump influence.
This race will test how sturdy is the Trump stamp of approval.
Another Trump protege doing well in Arkansas.
Former White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders is going to easily win a primary race, setting her up likely to win the governor's mansion in November, a governor's mansion she once lived in with her father. Then down in Texas, there's a nasty attorney general runoff race involving George P. Bush, the nephew and grandson of the former President Bush. He's the only Bush currently in elected office. He loses.
could spell the end of the Bush political dynasty.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe. Gas prices at another record high. The average price of a gallon of regular just shy of $4.60. And pity our poor truckers paying even more for diesel, which means we pay too, and higher prices for whatever they're carrying. CBS's News Hugh Evans spoke with oil analyst Tom Closa.
If you're ordering anything that moves by freight across the country, it comes via fuel surcharges. Probably not the worst of the diesel surcharges. That'll come next month.
The Biden administration is now considering tapping a rarely used diesel reserve to help ease prices.
CBS's Carter Evans. The WHO says more than 100 cases of monkeypox have now been confirmed in 16 countries outside of Africa. Worried you might have it?
Symptoms include fever, headache, aches and pains, fatigue, swollen lymph nodes, and a worsening rash that lasts 2 to 4 weeks.
CBS Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. John LaPook. The pandemic's pushed millions into poverty, leaving aid agencies struggling to meet all that need.
Because of COVID-19, 100 million people have been pushed into extreme poverty, so the urgency of now is more important than ever.
Hugh Evans, head of Global Citizens on CBS. Don't look for that next Walmart delivery down the street. Look above.
Walmart is expanding drone delivery across 6 states this year, making it possible for many more customers to get something delivered in a half hour or less. Walmart will be able to reach 4 million households in parts of Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Texas, Utah, and Virginia.
CBS's Jim Krasula. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Looking for a new place to call home? The Springs of Frankenmuth is a Wellspring community focused on age-friendly home design, supportive technology, services, and home affordability. The Springs will quickly become part of your active senior lifestyle, so you can forge new friendships and nurture old ones too. To live each day on purpose, with purpose. Visit lifeatthesprings.com. New homes are going fast, so reserve yours today.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 56 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. The city of Saginaw will be hosting a gun and ammunition turn-in on June 11th. The police department held a similar event last summer where 29 firearms were turned in along with some ammunition. The city is encouraging residents with unwanted firearms or ammunition to take part in order to dispose of them in a safe way. May has been declared Mental Health Month in the city of Saginaw. WSGW's Jonathan Dent has more.
At this week's City Council meeting, a proclamation was made declaring May of 2022 Mental Health Month. The proclamation was made to raise awareness and recognize the needs of those with mental health issues. Mayor Brenda Moore says that there's always more to be done when combating this issue in Saginaw.
We have a lot of mental health issues, and I still think we need more funding. I'm going to always say that. It is really, really important that people understand there is help And there are people out there that are willing to help, but we got to make the first step.
The official proclamation was received by Tim Ninemeyer of the Saginaw County Mental Health Authority, and it comes after the completion of a mural on the Saginaw County Public Health Building, also to raise awareness earlier this month. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Ascension St. Mary's Hospital in Saginaw, along with the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce, is holding a ceremonial ribbon cutting at 11 this morning to officially recognize the completion of the nearly $18 million expansion to their emergency and level 2 trauma center. The expansion was started in October 2019 and included construction of a 12,600 square foot building that was added to the front of the hospital. Enhancements and renovations to existing space were also completed, and the emergency center now has 24 treatment rooms and 2 state-of-the-art trauma rooms. The new building also improves access for ambulances and the public. The expansion was made possible following Ascension's announcement in May 2018 of their commitment to their northern Michigan hospitals through an initial $50 million investment. WSGW News Time is 10:07.
Cercospora is tough and tenacious. So are sugar beet farmers. Provosol fungicide can stop Cercospora leaf spot and help your business grow. It brings brand new chemistry that's engineered to exceed the performance of current fungicides on the market. With faster activity and a longer residual disease control for your sugar beet plants, Provosol is the proactive fungicide that won't quit when things get tough. In other words, it's just like you. Talk with your BASF rep about Provosol fungicide. Always read and follow label directions.
Kick off your summer with 11% off everything for your barbecue at Menards. Fire up the savings with $150 off a new charcoal grill. The 40-inch char griller is just $249.99 after sale price and 11% rebate. Pair that with a delicious deal on Clements Bratwursts. All Clements brats and sausages are just $249 after sale price and 11% rebate while supplies last. Good through Memorial Day. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
WSGW News Time is 10:08. Zender's Splash Village Hotel and Water Park in Frankenmuth has once again made the TripAdvisor's list of best hotels for families. And this year it has also made the Traveler's Choice Best of the Best list as the only U.S. hotel rated as one of the best 25 family hotels in the world. It is the 4th time in the last 5 years Zender's has won in the Best Hotels for Families category, which is based on a full year of TripAdvisor reviews. Award winners are in the top 1% of hospitality business around the globe. FEMA will be in Gaylord today and assess the damage from last Friday's EF3 tornado. 2 people were killed and 44 injured. Many homes and businesses were destroyed. The Assistant Executive Director of the United Way of Wsgw County, Megan Hacker, says they have received a lot of donations. What can they use now?
We are asking people if they'd like to donate immediately. Cash donations, you can go to our website and make a donation because those are going to be things that people need help with that we can cover.
Hacker says people in the state have been so generous, coming from all over, to help in cleanup efforts. An 81-year-old woman was hospitalized after crashing her vehicle into a bank yesterday in Saginaw Township. Police say the woman was driving a red Lexus crossover around 9:20 a.m. when she crashed into the Huntington Bank at 4815 State Street. Police say she may have had a medical episode prior to the crash. She was taken to a local hospital with minor injuries. None of the employees or customers at the bank were injured. Police arrested a Mount Pleasant man last Thursday following a human trafficking investigation. 22-year-old Cody Bunner was arrested going into a residence on South Washington, which was under police surveillance. Bunner admitted to police he believed he was speaking with a 15-year-old girl, saying he took several photos of her genitals and sent them with his phone. Police seized digital evidence at the scene. Bunner is charged with accosting a minor for immoral purposes and using a computer to commit a crime. 5 Republican candidates for governor are in danger of not qualifying for the ballot following a review of the Michigan Bureau of Elections. Mark Brewer, an elections lawyer and former chair of the state Democratic Party, says the thousands of fraudulent signatures submitted and deemed invalid put the candidate short of the $15,000 signature threshold.
I think what needs to happen is that candidates just need to do a much better job of reviewing their signatures before they file. I mean, you compare all this to Governor Whitmer's campaign. She filed 30,000 signatures, gathered entirely by volunteers, not a whiff of a problem. That's the model for the way this should be done.
The report is a major blow to the top two contenders from former Detroit Police Chief James Craig and businessman Perry Johnson. The decision to keep the 5 candidates on the ballot will fall to the State Board of Canvassers, who meet on Thursday in Lansing. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom, 752-0790. It's 10:11. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies here for today with a high in the mid-60s. Northeast winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies and a low around 47. By Wednesday, a slight chance for rain showers here late. Cloudy skies, high of 74. Then by Thursday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. We'll see cloudy skies again, a high of 77. Friday, a chance for some rain showers here. Cloudy, high around 66 degrees. Then on Saturday, plenty of blue skies and sun, high of 71. Sunday, mostly sunny, high around 71 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 55.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Indeed, that is so true. Here you are with the ability to give us a call and chat with us this hour. I'm Art Lewis. Nice to have you with us on the Art Lewis Show, coming to you from the actual studios, the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery studios of WSGW for a few days. And this hour, as I said, will be open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about. 989-752-6111 from wherever you are. Most carriers don't charge you long distance and roaming anymore, so it is a free call. This is a big day in politics. If you follow the rise, fall of Donald Trump, his biggest test is on the line today in Georgia, where the incumbent Governor Kemp is running against former Senator Perdue. And Kemp, you will remember, refused to accept the Trump notion of voter fraud in Georgia, and he certified the elections. That, of course, set Donald Trump off, who has looked for a way to get back at Kemp, and he did so by endorsing Senator Perdue. Now, if the president loses in Georgia, that is, his endorsement doesn't put Perdue over the top, that's going to be a blow to his stature in the Republican Party. And he's been doing relatively well in his endorsements. He's lost some, but he's won more than he's lost. But this is considered to be a big one, a very big one. And Georgia is considered to be a battleground state now. If Kemp gets 50% or more than 50% of the vote, he will not have to face a runoff. And right now, it looks like he may very well do that. And, let's be honest, also in politics, it normally favors the incumbent. And in this case, he just attracted a brand new automotive plant to Georgia. So as a governor, he hasn't done anything to upset the citizens of the state other than those who are ardent Trump backers. So it will be interesting to see how this race plays out. There are other states with primaries today, but this one is the most critical for Trump. Alabama, Arkansas, Texas, and Minnesota also have primaries today. So we'll have to wait and see and watch what happens. In the meantime, back to our phones, and we're going to say good morning to Joe in Willard. Joe, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
You know, you're talking about the rules for these petitions. You know, I can tell you right now that Whitmer does not want to go against Perry Johnson. It would be a bloodbath. First of all, and there's absolutely
hang on a minute. The polls don't show that. The polls show that they're pretty much neck and neck. So it wouldn't be a bloodbath. He might win.
Well,
but that's not a
liberal,
bloodbath.
Liberal polls.
Okay, if you don't believe the polls, they're liberal. All right.
Well, no, I don't believe the polls, even when they're on the side of the Republicans.
Okay, that's fair.
No,
I'll grant you that.
I don't.
I'll grant you that.
Right. But here's the thing, Art. I've had signatures for Perry Johnson. They are the petitions. They sent them to me. And what would stop someone else from getting them petitions? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but here's what could happen. And he cannot control who signs them petitions once they're sent out. All you got to do, Art, if you don't want him on the ballot, you grab a bunch of petitions and you go to the cemetery and you start filling out names.
Well, that's not true. That's not true, because if there's a number of other ballots out there, you're only filling out those ballots. If he had 15,000 positive signatures, didn't matter how many were negative, as long as there were 15,000 good ones, he would have met the test.
Yes, but he doesn't know that they're bad. They check them. I knew this was going to happen.
Who's responsible? He's the candidate. Does he not have responsibility? And I'm not talking about just Johnson, because Craig is dumped now and 3 others are dumped. At least until the canvassers meet on Thursday, they may decide not to. But the reality is, at the moment, those 5 did not meet the tests, while other candidates did.
I understand that. But were they real contenders?
Yeah, I think they are. Tudor Dixon is a real contender. She's gotten some pretty strong support.
Yeah. Where's she from?
I forgot the name of the town she's from.
Oh, I know.
She's over on the west side. She's in the west side.
Yeah.
The DeVos family just endorsed her. Ken Horn has endorsed her. And she hasn't started advertising yet because she's still raising her money. But that doesn't mean she's not a contender. And apparently she's got some pretty powerful folks behind her. But
I see. They got money. DeVos got money.
But having said that, well, so does Johnson. That's how he's paid for all that advertising, you see.
Right.
I still say rules are rules. The candidate has a responsibility because his name is on it. He needs to have the organization behind him to.
Exactly.
So,
you're right, Art. You're right.
But
you're right. But, he can't control who signs that petition and how many dead people are on that petition. But here, I want to get on another subject here. But you're talking about diesel fuel.
Yeah.
We were up in the UP in Rudyard, if you know where Rudyard is.
Okay.
It's a little bit north of St. Ignace.
Yep.
Diesel fuel is $4.55 a gallon. If you take St. Ignace is 200 miles from my house, and you take what it used to cost when Trump was in there, and what it costs now, it's cost a round trip would cost about $400, $450 at them rates up there. How could you not surcharge that?
Oh, you would have to, and that was my point. That's my point. Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Where's the breaking point, Art? Where's the breaking point?
It depends on the company and how much they're willing to absorb.
You can't eat it. We've got a small trucking company, and you can't eat it. There's no way to eat it.
You can't. Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah, but with us, we have people that cannot pass the cost on. We deal with farmers. How do you pass the cost on?
Well,
to a farmer that.
And how do the farmers pass the cost on? Because their diesel fuel is higher, their fertilizer is higher, their seeds are higher. You name it, it's higher. And yet they're a commodity.
Right. They can't pass the cost on.
That's right. They're a commodity.
Their prices are controlled. Yeah.
Well, it's controlled. It's a free market, but it's, I understand what you're saying. They can't go to market and say, I need X dollars per ton, because that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
It never did.
Nope.
No, it never did.
And that's why I said, don't expect to see the end of inflation anytime soon.
That's why I don't understand why people like Arrow can support these people. I mean, his elevator can't go all the way to the roof.
What people are that? How do you know he supports Democrats?
Do you ever listen to him talk?
Yeah, I know him.
And you do, and you can't pick up on that by just this conversation.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next time he calls, I'll ask him.
Okay.
All right.
All right, do that. But the thing about it is, it don't take but a second talking to someone to figure out where.
All right, let's understand
something they're leaning on.
Yeah, but let's understand something, Joe. Just because someone may be a Democrat doesn't mean their elevator doesn't go to the top. They view it differently than you do. That's all it means.
They like these. They like what's going on right now.
I don't think he does, but that's beside the point. The point is, you want to take all Democrats and say their elevators don't go to the top. That's not right.
But if they're crazy enough to continue what they're doing, then where does the elevator stop?
And when you go to the polls, you vote for the person you want to vote for, Joe. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
You have a good one, Art.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Have a good one. Yeah.
All right. We'll take a break. Come back. When we return, we'll get to Scott Saginaw all ahead.
The Tribute to Summer concert series takes center stage at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Don't miss 1964, a recreation of the Beatles' earliest concerts on June 16th, and Rumors, the ultimate Fleetwood Mac tribute show on June 30th. All shows are outside in the parking lot on the south side of Worth Road and include $10 free play for adults. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
A 401k can be an important asset for many Americans' retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable, important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers. The little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203. 989-835-7203, or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened lower with tech taking it on the chin. The parent company of Snapchat, Snap, was down more than 30%. Snap had warned it will miss its financial goals because of the economy. The company's CEO citing higher inflation and interest rates, supply chain shortages, and labor disruptions. The news is affecting other social media companies, including Facebook's parent Meta, which took a big hit in early trading. Shares of AutoZone have been up after the company posted better than expected revenue and same-store sales growth. Revenue came in at $3.9 billion. Zoom raised its profit forecast for the year, the company predicting higher demand from large companies, which are operating under a hybrid environment where some workers remain at home and others come to the office. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Roger Stern, invested in you.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-960-3377. That's 800-960-3377.
It is the fundamental right of parents to direct the education of their children, unquote. That's the state law. And Representative Annette Glenn sponsored a bill to require posting that right in school offices and board meetings, fighting for parents. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
We're back with you here on WSGW, and let's get back to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art.
Good morning.
I thought I'd touch this real quick with the whole Perry Johnson thing. As far as I'm concerned, I don't put nothing past the Democrat Party to try to remove the competition. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying this is my idea of what they are. After laying the groundwork of these violent group of people, I wouldn't put it past them to try to do that. Just like you were saying, Perry and the other guy were kind of leading in the polls. This didn't happen to the guys at the bottom on the Republican side, but the top contenders. So I would think it's probably just another attack from this nasty group of Democrats.
Well,
you know,
I don't know if I'm not willing to go that far, but we'll find out Thursday when the canvassers meet and see what they do.
Well,
I don't know enough about the ballots to know how many signatures supposedly they were short. I haven't heard that.
I don't know either. I just, like I said, I don't put nothing past these people.
I understand that.
I mean, I'm watching again here, a while ago when Trump was in office, we had a few of the generals and these guys go behind the commander in chief's back and say, nope. If the president's ever going to do anything, they're telling China, we'll get a hold of you. And I'm seeing that some of these same people are doing the same thing to Joe Biden. Joe Biden said, we will help Taiwan. And then these commanders come out and they say, well, this is actually what was meant. And so it's almost
actually,
like
it wasn't a commanders. It was his White House spokespeople.
Well, Milley was out there, whatever that guy's name is, or not Milley. And so it's almost like we're starting to have these military heads who think they are in charge of our presidents. And it was Donald Trump who was commander-in-chief. It is right now Joe Biden who is commander-in-chief.
I agree with you 100%.
And so I'm kind of concerned about that.
Yeah, well, that is a concern. We always have a concern when the military complex gets involved in things that probably shouldn't be. But because they don't make the policy, they follow the policy, theoretically.
They're supposed to. And then we start seeing, now we're hearing what's going on with the Hillary Clinton case.
All right, so let me ask you this. Let me take you out of these situations. Let me put you in Georgia for a minute. Trump has endorsed Perdue. Kemp is the governor. He refused to reverse the election. You'll remember that. If Kemp wins, what does it mean for Trump?
Well, I don't think it really means a whole lot. Trump isn't from Georgia. The Georgia people should vote for who they want. Even though from the last, but the last I heard, Trump endorsed 84 people and 81 of them have been elected.
Yep. So far, that's true. That's
so
true.
I think
but this
whether
is a big
Kemp
one.
gets in whether Kemp gets in or not, Trump's been scoring a lot of runs. So he don't need a home run every time, as long as he keeps getting the bases loaded.
You think he's going to run again?
You know what? I'm kind of hoping he does, because I'm really kind of getting tired of the left and just the lies, and I don't want to ruin DeSantis yet. I want him to get a little more on the stage here. And so I'm hoping Trump might get one more chance and go at this thing, because we need somebody in there that's going to change what's going on.
Trump may run, DeSantis may run, Pence may run, and he said so. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it would. I like Mike Pence, too. I really like him.
Yeah, well, you may have a chance to vote for him. He may run one way or another. He's setting himself up for it, it seems to me, anyway.
Well, I just hope we don't shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah. All right.
So, all right, Art.
Hey, Scott, have a good one, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Sean in Bay City. Sean, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Art. I just had more of a comment on some local stuff going on here. I've seen in Saginaw that somebody has the bright idea to, they want to make a park where the old Saginaw County Fairgrounds and the horse track is.
Mm-hmm.
Are they looking to a place just to make it easier to bury the bodies, or
what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, if you were going to spend some money, and I'm just looking at it honestly, and you want to put a park there and use, some of that ARPA money to do it. Millions of dollars.
What's that got to do with burying bodies? What do you mean by that?
Well, would you go walk in a park where the Saginaw County horse track was? Would you go down there?
Depends on how the park was set up and what it was.
No. Take you and your wife and go for a walk at 7 o'clock at night. Would you go?
So you live in Bay City where there's no crime.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, it is in a way.
Not at all. No. I'm being realistic, Art.
Yeah. Okay.
Out of all the places to spend the money, why would you? I mean, come on. You've been to Saginaw. There's people getting shot there constantly in that area. Constantly.
Not anymore.
And you want to go for walks in that area?
All right. I suggest you don't walk there.
Well,
and by the way, we might as well disband the Bay City Police Department because you have no crime. No shootings. Nothing.
No. See, now you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say we didn't have any crime, and I didn't say there wasn't.
Well,
any
then
crime
why are
in
you
place.
picking on another city? What do you care what they do in Saginaw?
Well, out of all the places you'd want to stick the money, I sure as hell wouldn't put it in the middle of freaking the disaster area. Art.
Well, it's a disaster area in your eyes. Other people see development.
The only way you can develop that neighborhood is to burn it all down and start from scratch.
Yeah,
Art. You got to be realistic.
Good. All right, Sean.
Yeah, you got
Thanks.
nothing.
Yep. Bye-bye.
You got nothing, Art.
Neither do you. Bye-bye. I mean, that's as jaundiced a view of something as I've ever heard. We're going to take a break. Lines are open for you. Give us a call.
Spring is here, and we are ready to help your yard look just as vibrant and colorful as it should. Quality, locally grown products at very competitive prices. That's why so many of you come to Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. Hi, I'm Matt Bouvet. We sincerely appreciate our customers, and we want you to know that when you plant with us, you get the best plants, expert advice, affordable price, and the safety you would expect from our family-owned business. That's why your mom and dad, or even grandparents, started their spring with us. Prices, shop around, and you'll see our selection is reasonably priced to fit your needs and your budget. Whether you're a beginning gardener or advanced, we know that gardens will be popping up all over this year. We have the healthy, locally grown plants you need to make that garden produce safe and healthy for your dinner table this season. Like us on Facebook and Twitter too. It's that easy. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Plan to plant with us this spring at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center on Wadsworth near the freeway, Saginaw. See us today. Let us make your outdoors beautiful.
Memorial Day sale deals are happening now at the Maytag store with special financing and 0% interest for 12 months. They have Whirlpool and Maytag dishwashers in stock now. Maytag electric range with true convection for $1,099 or a Whirlpool electric 5-in-1 oven for $999. Maytag over-the-range microwave with dual crisp feature starting at just $349. Maytag washer and dryer pair starting at $1249. 33-inch wide Whirlpool 22 cubic foot bottom freezer refrigerator in stock now. Stop by the Maytag store in Saginaw or Frankenmuth for great deals. And if you're shopping on a budget, the Maytag outlet store stocks and sells discounted appliances with minor cosmetic damage. These appliances come with a full manufacturer's warranty, and the Maytag store is paying the sales tax on all in-stock appliances. Check out the available inventory now at the MaytagStoreUSA.com. Experience the Maytag store difference today.
The Maytag store.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Hey guys, the Royal Management Team has gathered you here in Yield Conference Room to announce that thanks to all your hard work, the granary has enjoyed record profits this year. Nice. That said, there still isn't room in the budget for raises, but we will be providing gift cards to Grimwald's Tavern.
Really?
I'm sorry, I've been informed they are actually coupons, not gift cards.
Throughout history, people have always been underpaid. That's why Monster lets you search jobs by salary. Find your job at monster.com or download the app.
Fly ball center field deep, and that ball is gone. A home run. Wow, just kept going. Javi Baez with a line drive to center field.
The Tigers play 7:20 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW. Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show and back to our phones. David is in Saginaw. David, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
I'm calling because of the previous caller about the park in Saginaw where the horse track was.
Sure.
I don't understand the point of what are we just supposed to let these areas just go to complete crap?
Yeah, that's his view. I mean, and he has always been negative on Saginaw. And he knows little of what he speaks sometimes. Saginaw is made up of very great people. Yeah, there was crime in Saginaw, but there's crime everywhere. And the crime reduction in Saginaw has been startling. I mean, when you look at the crime figures, they're down every year for the last several years. So it's listen, You're always going to come across people you're never going to change their mind. But
No.
for the people who live here, who want to see this city improve, who want to see nice things happen, is that not a step in the right direction?
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. We just can't let these areas keep on deteriorating. We got to do something with them.
Exactly. So you start someplace. They've started by taking down a lot of the derelict properties have come down in Saginaw. There are fewer and fewer of them. That's evident by the fewer and fewer calls for service from the fire department because they're not being torched. Crime is down, and the city is not doing that poorly. So listen.
Yeah,
he wants to sound off. He can sound off.
Yeah, and people are tired of are starting to be tired of the crime and all of that stuff, and people are starting to actually put their will into it to try to make Saginaw a better place.
Yeah, they respond. They're not afraid to come forward. So listen, I see a lot of positives right now.
Same here.
Including the new school building project. I mean, I have to tell you, when I talked to the superintendent about the bond issue before it was voted on, and it was $100 million, I said, no. I was telling myself, who's going to vote for $100 million? I mean, it may be a good start, but they'll come back with a lower one the next time, right? And when it passed with 60%, I went, ooh, was I wrong? Wow. Wow. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I just think there's a lot of positives going on.
Yeah, but that's why I wanted to call, because I see a lot of people in Saginaw that are being a lot more positive than negative. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
So you have a good day, Art.
You too, David. Thanks. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.
It's you can live in the past. And yeah, at one time, many, many years ago, Saginaw was one of the top states for murder rate in the country. I mean, top cities in the state and in the country. I understand that. That was a long time ago. Times have changed. Is there still crime? Of course, but there's crime everywhere. Nobody's excluded from the potential of crime, particularly in this day and age. It seems to be increasing. But city of Saginaw, from a crime fighting standpoint, has a lot going for it. It has a well-trained police department and substantial assistance from the Michigan State Police, who have a detail assigned to Saginaw, which doesn't quite double, but certainly increases the size of patrols in the city of Saginaw. And is taking a lot of guns off the street, a lot of warranted people off the street, and crime is down substantially. Has been for the last several years. It's been going down, as opposed to our neighbor in the South, Flint, where they've had all kinds of issues. You don't hear Saginaw mentioned in that same vein anymore. And there's a reason, because first of all, it's a lot of good people that live in this town, in all areas of this town. And there's a lot of positivity going on. You just have to look for it. I mean, it's easy to sit up and, north of here and look down and say, terrible, terrible, living in the past. But, people in the old saying, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's something to remember. All right, let's take a pause. Then we'll be back.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
Paid for by Chaikin Analytics. The man who predicted the 2020 crash warns of a huge event in 2022. His name is Mark Chaikin, and his newest prediction has gone viral with 1.5 million views. According to Chaikin, who spent 50 years on Wall Street, a historic event in 2022 will cause a massive shift in the wealth divide. This will affect anyone who owns stock, says Chaikin, who accurately predicted the 2020 crash. Most people will never never see it coming. Chaikin, a popular guest on Jim Cramer's Mad Money, has never shied away from sharing his controversial predictions. Now, Chaikin is pointing to a huge change in the way thousands of companies will need to do business in 2022. It'll affect everyone from Apple to Amazon, he says. Watch his full brand new warning free of charge at stockmarketshift.com/radio. Go to stockmarketshift.com/radio to learn more about 2022's huge event predicted by Mark Chaikin. That's stockmarketshift.com/radio.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show.
You know what we do, try to make sense of it all and have some fun at the same time.
Then why do you yell so much?
I don't know why.
Markley, Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. If you're calling in, let it ring, and we will get you answered right away and get you going here on the show. 989-752-6111 is the number to call. That'll put you in touch with us. Got another 10 minutes or so where we can chat with someone about whatever's on your mind. Couple of things happening on the Trump front. And you know that the Democrats are concerned about Donald Trump running again. They really are. And they're looking for all kinds of ways to stop him. And one of the newest things now is the possible use of the Hatch Act that prohibits electioneering by executive branch officials, including the promotion of a president's political interests during the course of their formal duties. And since the president was president for the last election, his formal duties would prevent him from electioneering, if you will. So they're looking at the Hatch Act as a possible way to go after him. Who knows? Here is Mark in Alma. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
We're doing well.
Hey, Tim Conway was a great comedian in his time.
Yep.
And I used to grow up watching him. And then I see Mayorkas, who resembles Tim Conway, and I look at him as the joke nowadays. You know what I mean?
Well, I kind of look at him as a joke too. I mean, I don't know where he's coming from.
Well, yeah,
no crisis on the border. We're doing absolutely everything at the border we should be doing. Let's see what else. It's just he's a joke.
Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, we had somebody on the most wanted list, terror watch list, or what have you, that was not captured, but rearrested in Florida. But he was let go, and he was on the loose for 2 weeks. I just don't get it. Until somebody really gets hurt, it's going to continue, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyhow, and then I see Biden stepped in it again, causing almost a war yesterday. Not causing a war, but saying that we would go to war if Taiwan was invaded. That's like his fourth time doing something like that.
Yeah. Well, then you hear the White House come forward and have to redefine his answer, which was one word. Yes, that was his answer. And they have to explain what he meant by that now, of course. Oh, well.
Yeah. Yep.
Good enough.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye now. And let's see. This is Ted in Saginaw. Ted, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Good. Hey, going back with the two previous calls about the old fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Anytime they build a park anywhere, it's a plus.
I agree.
And I live in the city of Saginaw, and the only problem that area has down there, as everybody knows, it's got a stigma from the years past.
Yep.
Of high crime, Raymond Street, Ray Street,
Sure.
Weber.
Yeah.
So right away, when I hear they're going to do, there's no way in heck I would take my grandchildren for a walk down there after 6 o'clock on a PM. Now I know times have changed. We have a lot of law enforcement down there riding around, but it's a park. Right now, if that park was open, say they started 2 years ago and it was open today, we would not be able to get into it.
Why not?
Just like Ojibwe Island.
Oh, I see what you're
We
saying.
go to
Okay.
Ojibwe Island, it's locked. It's been locked. Now we go down to Veterans Park. My son and I and the grandkids, we like to throw magnets, look for diamonds and treasures in the river. And Saginaw is missing out on the best opportunity, the biggest asset they have, and that is the Saginaw River.
Yeah.
West side and the east side. No problem with the old fairgrounds. Sure, something needs to be done. But I think that money could be utilized better using the biggest asset we have. We even have a boat that we keep here in Saginaw, and we go down on the river. Now, you know where we go? We go right to Bay City. Just because there's more to look at. There's more to, if we want to eat, we stop, but we usually don't. We just go for a nice leisure ride.
Yeah.
There's so much to look at.
I understand that, and I think the city has, with its riverfront development and others, they recognize it. The question is what to do and how to do it. And there are people looking at that all the time.
Yeah, and now look at if there was a river walk along Saginaw, then it would bring people from Midland over here to walk it.
Yep.
Bay City.
I understand that.
Just like we go to Bay City, they'll use theirs.
Yep, absolutely.
So anyways, that's my 2 cents.
Good enough.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Ted. Bye-bye now. Here's Rob in Bay City. Rob, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Morning.
This is Bob here in Bay City, Michigan. I'm a ham operator.
Hey.
Not the meat ham. I'm a ham operator. The call is Kilo Charlie 8 Sierra Delta Lima.
Okay, let's see how good you are. Let's see how good you are. Dot to dot, to the dot dot dot, dot to the dot to the dot.
Well, you're gonna laugh at me, Art.
You don't do code.
I know one word in three, but I'm doing that. I've been a ham operator for about 20 years. I'd like to make an announcement, my good friend. Okay, the Bay Area Amateur Radio Club is going to have their field day at the Franklin Township Park. It starts June 24th, 25th, and 26th. So the last full weekend of June. I believe I got the date right there. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Now, what we do is set up on Friday, then we work radio on Saturday and Sunday.
Let me make a suggestion, Bob. let me make a suggestion.
Oh, sure.
I want to save this conversation. We get a little closer the week of. Maybe give me a call and we'll talk more about it.
Tell you what, as they say in the hammer radio world, QSL. I'll do that.
10-4, good buddy.
I'll give you a call.
All right.
Well, thanks for your time, Art. Oh, by the way, before I leave the line, I'm your railroad guy, and I also met Terry Hinney at the engine show in Carroll one year.
Good. Excellent. All right. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right. Last caller is Mike in Shields. We got about a minute, Mike, so go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning. We know that the administration isn't going to do anything about the crisis for fuel and everything because they're the ones that created it by changing the policies that we had. But is there anything that politicians can do to turn around a presidential decree, that caused all these problems, that the border crisis and everything? Can the politicians on their own do anything about it?
Not individually. I mean,
I know that.
If Congress wanted to do something about it, I imagine they could, but they're not inclined to at this moment.
That's the problem, isn't it?
That's why we have an election coming up.
I know, and if the election turns things where we do have more conservatives,
I'll tell you this: it won't change anything, but it will stop stuff because the president won't be able to get his way. Congress will not support him. So
that's true, but
that's where it's at.
We got to 3 more years of this. I don't know if we can survive 3 more years.
Yeah, we can. This country's resilient. Yeah. I got to run. I'm out of time.
Okay.
All right,
Take
Mike.
care, my friend.
Take care. Bye-bye. Back to close out after these notes.
Flock to Dow Diamond June 2nd for Midland Parks and Recreation Night. The Great Lakes Loons welcome Jay Jackson.
Issue number 1 is the first issue we're going to talk about.
Reporter Perd Hapley from Pawnee, Indiana. Perd will be available for selfies during the game.
I have an update that contains new information.
It's Thirsty Thursday with half-off beer all night and a fireworks loontacular following the game. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now at loons.com.
3 words for you. Treat yourself.
Midland Parks and Recreation Night with Perd Hapley, June 2nd.
You heard?
Dive in. It's Loons baseball time.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart and Walmart.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for joining us. We'll have news from CBS. Ann Williams will have the local report for you. And then we'll be back with Focus. On Focus today, we'll talk to Don from Stan's Gold Mine in Bay City. That's what's coming up after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kafin. It's primary day in 5 states, but the big light is shining on Georgia.
I'm here because Brian Kemp, frankly, is one of the most successful Republican governors in America.
Former Vice President Pence campaigning for the incumbent GOP Governor Brian Kemp. Former President Trump backs his opponent, David Perdue. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Trump has endorsed dozens of Republican candidates across the country this year, but he's arguably most personally invested in Georgia. His hand-picked candidate for U.S. Senate, ex-NFL player Herschel Walker, is expected to easily win his primary, setting himself up for a race against Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock.
The wildfire danger has intensified in parts of California where a heat wave has set in.
The lack of rainfall in California means the amount of moisture in plants is about 20% below normal, and brush fires are already breaking out in areas where the temperature is at or above 100 degrees.
Anytime after 10 a.m., it seems like it just gets scalding hot around here.
James Havener's family is trying to beat the heat.
We've got a sister who just recently moved in nearby that has a pool. Oh, nice. So we plan to frequently visit her as much as possible.
PG&E is encouraging customers to set their thermostats no lower than 78 degrees to avoid overloading the electrical grid. Matt Bigler for CBS News, Walnut Creek, California.
An illness in the Seattle area is the latest suspected case of monkeypox in the U.S. Local health official Dr. Jeff Duchin says it's rare and does not spread easily, but people should be careful.
This disease can affect anyone. Those who are most at risk are those who have had close physical contact with someone with monkeypox.
When the Russian invasion of Ukraine began, 55% in the U.S. said the important thing was to sanction Moscow. Now, in an AP poll, that's dropped to 45%, with 51% concerned most about the effects on the U.S. economy. CBS's Deborah Pata is with a militia that's trying to defend a Ukrainian town as the war lurches into its fourth month.
Sierra Kuzhemeko has become adept at navigating the perilous roads through Ruskala-Zova.
Move.
The men of his charter battalion are hunkered down across this devastated village, freed from occupation, but still in Russia's firing line.
This is our first place.
Just a few months ago, he was a wealthy businessman. Now he's using his millions to fund a volunteer defense unit.
Amber Heard rested her case this morning without calling Johnny Depp to the stand. Her lawyers opted against that tactic 6 weeks into the libel trial. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 400 points. NASDAQ is down 388. This is CBS News.
It's a day to honor,
to remember,
to reflect.
This Memorial Day, honor our fallen soldiers with taps across America.
For more information, go to cbs.com/taps.
Spring is finally here and exterior projects have begun. This is Sonia with Westside Decorating. Stop in for time-saving advice and products like Ready Seal Stains, a goof-proof wood sealer, and stain finish for fences, decks, pergolas, and more. Ask about our solar screen shades that protect your interior finishes and budget from UV rays and the hot sun. As always, design consultations are available. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. QuickBooks manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling for the numbers you need. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. That's why NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, used by over 29,000 growing businesses. Automate your process with NetSuite and close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since graduating from QuickBooks to NetSuite. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program, so graduating has never been easier. Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV.
You can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 60 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. The city of Saginaw has a budget in place for the next fiscal year, which begins in July.
City Council passed the $130 million budget last night. It's up $1.7 million from the current year. One change to the new budget that residents will experience is an increased water maintenance and operation fund. That's proposed at $38.9 million and includes money to begin taking out lead water lines. The city will now focus on how to spend the American Rescue Plan Act dollars. The city recently extended ARPA funding proposal submissions to June 13th. A new initiative aims to help maintain and revitalize the city of Saginaw. WSGW's Jonathan Dent reports.
Saginaw is a new local company focused on the preservation and rehabilitation of older buildings in the city. The company will be looking to acquire abandoned or otherwise disused properties and making them more appealing to investors. Founder Alex Mixter says that the company will be targeting infrastructure and development issues in a way that is specific to Saginaw's needs.
We've really lost a lot. So like a lot of our infrastructure downtown is missing. A lot of the homes in our neighborhoods, they're missing. And again, these aren't unique, but it's about what we have in our particular neighborhoods. It's not like a one size fits all kind of approach, because you couldn't really do what works in Flint and just have that apply in Saginaw. So we wanted to specifically focus in on Saginaw in that way.
Mixter says that there are many challenges ahead, but the company will be trying to acquire and rehabilitate properties in Saginaw to help bring more life back into the community. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Towns Township residents have reported seeing a bear in their area. A black bear was spotted on 3 separate occasions over the weekend on Kennelly and Brookshire roads and in the 11,000 block of Geddes Road. The sightings follow on the heels of a black bear sighting in Midland last week off West Lawn Drive in a backyard, feeding from a bird feeder. The DNR says it's common for bears to be in the area at this time of year as they forage for food after their winter hibernation. The DNR advises residents to take down bird feeders, don't leave out pet food, and keep trash inside until trash day. WSGW News Time is 11:07.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
And we're the friendly, board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
When it comes to pest management, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Seems like people only think of us once they've spotted a pest.
And by then, it could very well be expensive to treat.
That's where our free home assessments come in. We'll look for signs of pests and identify conditions that are conducive to unwanted visitors.
Whether it's a mouse in your house or a full-blown millipede bloom,
we have just the right solution to make your yard and your home more livable.
800-966-ROSE.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time, 11:08. Kids between the ages of 5 and 11 can receive a COVID-19 vaccine or booster at the Midland County Health Department starting today. The department has first, second, third, and booster shots available for anyone who is eligible. The shots are available at the Health Department clinic on the second floor of the County Services Building. That's at 220 West Ellsworth from 10 until 4:30. It's recommended anyone age 5 to 11 get their booster shot 5 months after their first dose. Half of the prospective Republican candidates for governor are in danger of not qualifying for the August ballot. Here's more from Aaron V.
Mark Brewer, elections lawyer and former chair of the state Democratic Party, says thousands of the signatures submitted were fraudulent, and the 2 top contenders, former Detroit Police Chief James Craig and businessman Perry Johnson, were sloppy during the signature collection process.
Candidates just need to do a much better job of reviewing their signatures before they file.
Brewer says because the signatures were fraudulent, it leaves the candidates short of the 15,000 signature threshold. Now the decision to keep Craig and Johnson, as well as Michael Markey, State Police Commander Michael Brown, and Donna Brandenburg on the ballot will fall on the shoulders of a bipartisan State Board of Canvassers who will meet in Lansing on Thursday. I'm Erin Vermeulen on the Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time is 11:10. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom 752-0790. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies here for today with a high in the mid-60s. Northeast winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies and a low around 47. By Wednesday, a slight chance for rain showers here late, cloudy skies, high of 74. Then by Thursday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. We'll see cloudy skies again, a high of 77. Friday, a chance for some rain showers here, cloudy, high around 66 degrees. Then on Saturday, plenty of blue skies and sun, high of 71. Sunday, mostly sunny, high around 71 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 57.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW, brought to you by RoofMax. Online, it's getroofmax.com for that safe alternative to shingle roof replacement. Or call Ben at 989-859-6751. Getroofmax.com. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. And today on Focus, we focus on a business well known in the Great Lakes Bay region with some very clever advertising over many, many years. You recognize the owner along with the late Donkey Jack in many of his commercials. And we are pleased to say good morning to Don Stanley from Stan's Gold Mine. Don, good morning to you.
Howdy. Howdy. Long time no see again. Well, it seems like it's been.
We'll have to stop up and do that at least.
Yeah. It's been a month since we last talked.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yep.
So, Don, let me ask. I know, having known you and talked to you, customer service is everything for you, isn't it? Not just a store full of fine product, which you have, but customer service really, rises to the surface with you, doesn't it?
That's my backbone is service, because you just can't get it anymore. I don't care if it's a lawnmower or a jigsaw puzzle or whatever. You just can't get any service.
It's difficult, isn't it? How do you,
Yeah.
It's interesting in this day and age that you're able to find skilled jewelers, for example. They've been with you a while too, haven't they?
Yeah, of course, I've been a jeweler for 40 some years, but I'm kind of semi-retired, but I've got, it took me forever to get the best there is. I really believe that. And this guy is really good. And I have no complaints. I wouldn't be in business, be honest with you, Art. I'm old enough I could quit, but with the service that we have and being able to take care of the customers, because that's more important than making money. It's taking care of the customers. The money will come later. Service is and having them happy.
I have a feeling your daughter isn't going to let you quit right away either.
Well, she's trying not to.
And that's another thing about it. It is a family business, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, we have what we call Stan's Plaza. So a lot of people don't know we own the Wheeler Dealer Pawn, the Games and More, and of course Stan's. It's all in one plaza, so we're all under one roof, but we're 3 separate identities.
So let's talk about Stan's Gold Mine and what you have to offer. What's in the store?
Well, what's in the store is it's hard to believe, but there's nothing that I don't have. Let me almost put it that way. After 40 years of learning what the people want, that's the thing. We just came back from a show last week again. I was in Miami at a show a few weeks ago, and we go to Chicago all the time. So we're always buying, trying to keep up with all the trends. And we have the boutique shop, which is something in the last few years that we've put on, and the women go crazy there because we have clothes and at wholesale prices. Of course, I go and buy out closeouts and good deals and stuff, and then bring them back and sell them real cheap.
Good stuff at good prices. That's a secret to
Well, yeah.
success, isn't it? That's a key.
And knowing what the people want. It's not what I want. I like red, but somebody else might want yellow, so
Yeah,
I've got to try to figure out what they all want. Correct.
I hear you. Well, hang on. I've got to take a break here. We'll come back. We're talking to Don Stanley from Stan's Gold Mine up in Bay City on Wilder Road. We'll give you more information on the location and how to contact them and all that when we return here on Focus.
You could unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
This is Dr. Eric Tedford, R&D Manager for Summit Agro USA, with some exciting information for sugar beet growers. Recent trial data from this area demonstrates the spray program with Regev hybrid fungicide delivers remarkable control of Cercospora leaf spot. Those same trials also indicate that Regev boosts sucrose content. This latest research confirms the advantage of Regev, the first hybrid fungicide. Regev unites the power of botanical and conventional chemistries. This innovative combination provides sugar beet growers with 8 powerful mechanisms of activity, plus Regev features double kickback curative disease control, and there are no supply issues. See the Regev data for yourself at our website, summitagro-usa.com.
Regev fungicide is sold exclusively by Helena Agri Enterprises and 10 Co's member companies. Always read and follow label directions. Regev fungicide may not be registered for sale or use in all states or counties. Check with your local extension service to ensure registration status.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
Paid for by Chaikin Analytics. The man who predicted the 2020 crash warns of a huge event in 2022. His name is Mark Chaikin, and his newest prediction has gone viral with 1.5 million views. According to Chaikin, who spent 50 years on Wall Street, a historic event in 2022 will cause a massive shift in the wealth divide. This will affect anyone who owns stock, says Chaikin, who accurately predicted the 2020 crash. Most people will never see it coming. Chaikin, a popular guest on Jim Cramer's Mad Money, has never shied away from sharing his controversial predictions. Now, Chaikin is pointing to a huge change in the way thousands of companies will need to do business in 2022. It'll affect everyone from Apple to Amazon, he says. Watch his full brand new warning free of charge at stockmarketshift.com/radio. Go to stockmarketshift.com/radio to learn more about 2022's huge event predicted by Mark Chaikin. That's stockmarketshift.com/radio.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Whoa. Oh, the roof just came off. Oh, God, it's hitting us.
Damage in Gaylord after a tornado hit on Friday. 2 people were killed and at least 44 were injured.
News coverage.
Buffalo. Hate will not prevail in this awful tragedy.
News coverage.
Reason for inflation.
Record high gas prices.
We're going to hit $10.
Baby formula.
The shelves are bare.
News around the clock.
We're going to win this campaign.
Our border wide open. UAPs, they are real.
It's just in time. Getting the PGA Championship.
On WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW. Sean Hannity, weekdays at 3 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back talking to Don Stanley from Stan's Gold Mine in Bay City. I have to ask you this, Don? I think I did once before. How did Jack get involved in your commercials?
Well, I used to be Stan's or Stanley Jewelers in Bay City, and I switched it to Stan's Gold Mine because I needed a theme to go with it rather than just a jewelry store. So I went to Arizona looking for all kinds of artifacts and that, and everybody seemed to have donkeys. I says, well, I got to have a donkey if everybody else being a miner has a donkey. So we inherited Jack. And from there it was.
And he was with you for a long time too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, I don't know, 15 years maybe, something like that.
Yeah, quite an image. I mean, it really did become, kind of a trademark, didn't it, in a way?
Yeah, because I fed off him, I'd say, right, Jack, and then he'd hee-haw, and kids all get excited, and dogs bark, and it's crazy, I guess, at home sometimes.
Let's talk about some of the things in Stan's Gold Mine. If somebody comes in and they want a custom design on a piece of jewelry, is that something you can do in-house?
Yes, we do that. We have a laser machine, and it's a brand new machine that lasers the prints and does it all out, and it's amazing what the new technology can be. But yeah, we can take anything you have and meld it down actually and remake it into something new, or we can take your diamonds or your stones and put them into a new mounting. We do it all in house. Nothing is left taken out of our leaves our store.
So if somebody comes in looking for, let's say, an engagement ring or just a nice ring from mom for a gift or something, do you have separate stones and separate mounts where you can put the two together?
Yeah, we have thousands, not hundreds, thousands.
Oh, wow. How is, are diamonds still a girl's best friend?
Yes, and that's something new, though, that's just happened. We have what we call lab-created diamonds. This is amazing. General Electric in 1954 started this, making them. Most people don't know that. And now we have amazing diamonds. It's hard as a real diamond, looks like a real diamond. In fact, it costs $16,000 for a machine to tell us if it's a diamond or a lab-created diamond.
Really? So
yeah, and I'm selling it. Go ahead.
So if I were to come in and say, okay, I'm going to pick a number out of the air. I want a 1 carat diamond for my wife. If I look at a real diamond, natural diamond, versus one of the lab-grown diamonds, A, am I going to be able to tell the difference? And B, cost-wise, which one's more effective?
Number one, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Actually, I have them both sitting there in the store, and I love to have people come in and see them. The lab-created looks better than the real one, in my opinion, and it's like half the cost.
Oh, wow.
And it lasts just as long. In fact, they use them to cut diamonds now. They're using lab-created diamonds to cut real diamonds.
So if I were to put, as a novice, as a layperson, if I were to put a diamond under a microscope, I'm liable to see inclusions and flaws and all of that. If I put a lab-created diamond under that same microscope, are there flaws? Are there inclusions or not?
Yes, there is, because they're injecting them into it to make it look like it, so we can't tell.
Oh, sneaky. But there are many other wonderful gemstones out there. I happen to be, and my wife is a fan of emeralds, for example. But you have to be careful with them, don't you? Because they're breakable.
Well, they're breakable because if they're real rocks, they have what do you call it? Inclusions through them or whatever, and a rock can break if it's inclusions just right. But there's a lot of fake emeralds and stuff out there. You have to know what you're looking at.
Lab grown?
Well, correct. If they're milky looking, they're real, and if they're more clear, they're not. Usually, we have machines we put them on and test them. If you bring it in, we can show you if it's real or not.
You have to have those machines now to be able to tell the difference, don't you?
Everything. You have to have machines.
For everything.
Yeah, just about. I'll tell you something. Here's something that a lot of people don't know. I was just at a show last week again, and turquoise is coming back big. Turquoise and pearls. They had piles of them there at the show. And here, back in the 80s, that was big turquoise, and now here it comes again.
So is that Is that the industry trying to create a market, or is it an industry responding to a market?
He's usually responding, because when a movie star or something starts wearing something, that's when everybody wants it. So here it goes.
Yeah. Well, tell everybody where you're located.
We're at 3865 Wilder Road, Bay City, right across from McDonald's.
And do you have a website?
stansgoldmine.com, I believe it is.
Very good. And I know there's a lot of information on that website, too, about your various services and products and everything. And, of course, you might as well plug the other two entities sitting there in your plaza.
Yeah, we have the Wheeler Dealer Pawn Shop. So if you need any money for short term or something, stop in. And then we've got the Games and More, which is thousands of games and video games and all that for the kids and movies and stuff.
And, of course, you've added the boutique to the jewelry side. So it's a great place to visit, folks. And you want to go when Don is there, because he is an absolute wonderful person to talk to about the business, I'll tell you. Don, it's a pleasure. And maybe we'll have another month from now, we'll have to do this again.
Okay.
I look forward to it. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
You bet.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Bye-bye now.
All right.
Don Stanley from Stan's Gold Mine Jewelry Store in Bay City. A break and back to close out and move on to the farm show.
Hometown feel and big time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smiles.